I think my teenager is depressed. I need some help. That's the comments I get a lot from parents, and they're not sure how to help their teenager that might be showing signs of depression. Hi, I'm Natasha Visser, and hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about family life, teenagers, tweens, and how to talk about sex and how to help your child face this challenging world out there. So here today I'm going to talk about depression and how to help a child feeling depressed. Now, it's important to understand there's a clinical depression, and we are using the word fast and loose these days to say depressed. When somebody is sad, we say depressed. There's a medical condition of depression, and those type of people really need help, and they need to be referred to a medical professional, right? So if you feel like your child needs medical help, I will definitely urge you to go and get medical professional help. I'm a pastoral counselor. I've got my qualification in psychology, and I work with teenagers on a daily basis and parents, and they feel like their children are depressed, but as a Christian, is it okay to be depressed? And we tend to go to the Bible and quote some verses and say, you find joy in the Lord, He will give me my strength. And all of those texts and Bible verses are fantastic, and it is true. But we tend to forget one of the most important Bible verses, where it says in Romans 12 verse 15, where it says, when somebody's glad, be glad with them, or rejoice with them. When somebody is mourn with them. It's referring to empathy. And we can't just quote a Bible verse when somebody is feeling overwhelmed, sadness, by just saying feel better. Now, even though all the other verses of the Bible is true, and I do believe we'll find our strength in the Lord, and He is our greatest comforter, sometimes we need to show empathy. And Romans 12 verse 15 refers to showing empathy when somebody is sad or when somebody is glad. So when your teenager is overwhelmed with emotions, don't go and just quote the Bible verse so that they feel better. It's not your job to make them feel better. You can just love them and show empathy, all right? That's your go-to, not to make them feel better. When you show empathy, the natural outcome will be that they will feel better, all right? So don't go with just making a joke or quoting the Bible. The thing is, when we quote the Bible like that, we tend to feel like, oh, I don't have enough faith then, because why am I still feeling sad? And then they will feel even more condemned. And even when your attempt was to be helpful, it actually has the contradicting effect. All right, so I trust in God's word, that is true, and we need to read the Bible holistically and see when is it appropriate to give an encouraging word and when is it appropriate to show some empathy. So let's talk about your teenager that's feeling overwhelmed with their emotions. And I've got a paper here that has some statements of unhelpful comments and what you actually can say with somebody that's really struggling with depression. Now, I got this from SADAG. I worked in SADAG, it's South Africa Depression and Anxiety Group. You can visit their website at sadag.org. They have a suicide line. I worked in that suicide line for over a year. And we use this to help people when they don't know what to say when they have a loved one that feels overwhelmed by depression. So I'm going to read some of these sentences that might help you today as a parent. All right. So remember, this is a statement. The first line that I'm going to read is a statement a typical person that's struggling with depression would make. Even though that statement is not true, that's still true to the way they are feeling. That's the way they observe life. So just you giving a contradicting statement is actually not helpful, because even though you know what they are saying is not true, that's true to how they are feeling. So be sensitive to that, all right? Because then I'm going to give you the unhelpful comment and what rather to say, okay, to show empathy. So our goal is to show empathy. So a depressed person might say, I am all alone. Okay, you are there and you know they're not alone, but they feel alone. And then you will say, no, I'm sitting here with you. I'm always there. You know you can talk to me. You are just saying the opposite what they are saying. So what is a better statement to say is, I know, this is the better statement, I know you feel alone right now. So acknowledge their statement, okay? Is there anything I can do to help you today, okay? Or together we can get through this so that you don't feel lonely anymore. Well, how can I help you today? Can you see the difference? You acknowledge their feelings, you're not contradicting them, all right? And it shows that you are actually listening and showing empathy. Let's try another one. I can't do anything right, okay? They tend to make the statement, especially teenagers, that feels overwhelming sadness. They feel that everything they do is wrong. And remember, they zone in on that. So you might give them 4 compliments and 1 critique on some assignment they did, and they will only hear that 1 critique. So they would feel like, I don't do anything right, okay? What you would say, you'll get over it, or you will do better, or you will just say, no, that's not true. You know, you will just contradict what they are saying. So what is the better statement to say? This is hard. You've done hard things before, and we will work together to do this, together to get it right, okay? Showing that support and showing and acknowledge that they have done the hard things in the past, all right? And with your support, you are there to help them. Okay, why bother? Life isn't worth living. That's a quite harsh statement. Then we would say, unhelpful statement, how can you think that? You have people who love you, you have everything in life. And especially when we have a house and cars and everything, you say, well, you got all these things, you need to have some more gratitude. Remember, that's not a helpful statement. What can you say instead? I know it feels that way to you right now. I want you to know that you matter to me. Well, we'll get through this hopeless feeling together. All right. Okay, let's try another one. I feel deep sadness. Then we would typically hear, we will quote the Bible, or we just say, just be happy, or what is wrong with you? You can see you are just here having a fun day swimming and you feel sad. You can see that's not a helpful statement. So what can you say instead? It's never fun to feel like that. Can you see how you acknowledge the emotion? Is there anything that we can do together today that will be helpful for you, that will be fun for you? All right. So how long am I going to feel this way? So remember, when somebody is feeling depressed, it is an overwhelming cloak of sadness. It's like they are pressing down, they are being oppressed by life, all right? So they feel like there's no hope, no way of getting out of here. And we would say, never give up, just keep on going, all right? Have some grit. Okay, they are feeling hopeless. They need some hope, and when you are depressed, there is no hope. They don't see any way out of this overwhelming feeling. So a better way to say it is, it can be scary to be in so much pain for such a long time. Can you see you acknowledge their feeling? We'll deal with this. Let's see how we can tackle this together. All right. And then I'm expendable. Nobody will notice that I'm not here, all right? Think about happy thoughts, we would say that, or what are you saying, okay? Or I would miss you when you're gone, that type of statements, okay? A better way to say it is, it's probably pretty hard to be positive right now, okay? What can I do to help you today? We can pray together, all right? We can talk together. Let's go for a walk, all right? Good to get some exercise is always a good idea. Another statement, life will never get better, okay? So stop being so negative, or nothing lasts forever. Saying that is not very helpful. Let's see what we can say better. The situation sounds very negative at the moment. Tell me more about your situation, then we'll make sense, so that we can make sense out of it. All right, so remember, they are overwhelmed by their emotions. They are not thinking logically at this point in time. So you just throwing logical ideas at them are not helpful. And let's do the last one. I'm dragging everybody else down with me. I've got a client actually at the moment that feels that she's just useless in the house and she's just making everybody else feel depressed. And so we would say, no, you're not. See, I'm fine. I'm happy. I have a good day. All right. That is just saying the opposite of what they just said. So what is the better statement to have is, it might feel that way and it's difficult for both of us. But remember, we'll work through this together. All right. Let's see what we can do together today. So it's important to show support, show empathy, and rather than just saying the exact opposite of the statement, is rather showing that you are listening rephrasing what they have said, and showing support. So if you take that into account, you have a better chance of reaching out to your kid, reach out to a teenager, and you can use this actually with anybody struggling with overwhelming sadness or depression. But I do want to encourage you to reach out for help if you need help with somebody struggling with depression. And if you need some prayer, that's also helpful. You can give me a call. I'll help you with that. Thanks so much.